Final thoughts on full self-driving and auto park. I'm not buying either one of them. I like to drive. I drive better than full self-driving by a long shot. I drive more efficient. I'm not going to put as much wear on my car because of how I drive. I also do things like this, where I'm going to skip this line over here when full self-driving would have just sat in that line, although it's not moving as much as I would have thought. But I'm at least past a couple of cars. And I get out of the way in the left lane so that I'm not blocking other people. So I am trying to be more considerate of other drivers on the road versus full self-driving. It tries, but it doesn't do a very good job, I would say. It does I don't know. It seems a little oblivious. And then, yeah, that's it. I wouldn't buy it. Do I think that they're going to be a RoboTaxi? I think, this is my thought on RoboTaxis and FSD. I don't think it's anything like Elon thinks it's going to be. So, this is my thought. People like freedom. People like the ability to just go out to their driveway, get in the car, and run down the road and pick up a cheeseburger. Pick up something from the pharmacy. I want a Coca-Cola and I don't have one. They can go down the road to the gas station and pick up a Coca-Cola. That's what people, especially in America, really like. Public transportation is usually used by people that can't afford their own cars, unless you're in highly populated cities like New York City and things like that. We're in a semi-populated city that has public transit, buses, vans, no trains though, no trams, nothing like that. So the people that use the buses are people that don't have the ability to own a car, and they need to get to work or wherever they need to go, doctor's appointments, whatever it is. Public transportation, you have to wait on the vehicle to come to you. You have to, there's just a lot of issues there. There has to be a vehicle available for you. And the only way you're going to have one that's specifically earmarked to you is if you own the vehicle and it's sitting in your driveway until you're ready to go. Otherwise, it's somewhere else and you have to wait on it to get there. Sure, maybe you can add a feature to schedule it to come to you, but even then, it has to then manage the schedule of all the other people around who also need a ride at that same time, because you don't own the car. Now, if you do own the car and you want to send your car out to pick people up like an Uber, sure, there will be people that do that. But the bulk majority of people don't want to deal with the hassle of having to deal with insurance for that, having to deal with, people damaging their car, people puking in their car, people putting animals in their car maybe that they don't want in their car, the reasons could go on and on and on. And the bulk majority of people don't want another headache in their life. They're working 40 plus hours a week. They have kids, they have family, wives and husbands. They have a vacation they're trying to plan. They have a sporting event that they're coaching, like their Little League baseball team, or they play adult soccer league, or blah, 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 blah. People stay busy. Most people don't sit at home on their computer all day talking about Tesla. They don't want that. The majority of Americans will not want it. I'm almost certain of this. Yes, you may pull 20% out that do. I wouldn't stretch that far, but that's a large percentage. I mean, out of Tesla vehicles, I don't remember what they said the take rate was, but I mean, I think it wasn't more than 40%, right? And there's only like 6%, or not even, like 4% of Teslas on the road, less than that in America. So what is that percentage of people who actually have indicated they want full self-driving? It's a very small portion of the population. Very small portion. You could argue that it's not a big enough population to get an accurate sample size of the population. So none of that, I think, is you know, I could be shooting, whatever. I may be completely wrong. It's hard to envision future technologies and how people take them. But I just know that when you get your car, when you're turned 15 or 16 years old, you get your driver's license, you want to go sit in that car, you want to go drive it all the time, you want to go pick up ice cream, go talk to your friends, go hang out at whatever, a Sonic drive-thru. Why? Because it's freedom. It's a way to get out of your car and go somewhere, wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go. And that is something that a RoboTaxi is not going to provide. And I don't see this being something that actually takes huge strides. Yes, populated cities is going to be great. There's going to be people that buy a bunch of Teslas and they operate them like an Uber, kind of like they do today on Turo. Those people are going to make a lot of money on RoboTaxi and all that mess. They are going to make a gold mine. But the bulk majority of Americans don't want to do that, and then they also don't want to ride in these things unless they've been drinking or they've been blah blah blah. And then we got regulation and insurance issues we got to worry about. So I say focus on the cars. All this FSD, RoboTaxi stuff is for the birds, and I think it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of. A company that is good at making something, is very good at making a certain product, like the best at making a certain type of product, and then them to say, we're not going to focus on that product anymore, we're going to focus on this thing, that I think is just absolutely stupid. I'm not buying it. I'm not paying for it. They can make it $40 a month. I'm not buying it. I'm not paying for it. And that's after me using version 12 for 30 days, every single day, taking videos of it, using it in a bunch of different scenarios. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on full self-driving. And sure, if they come out with another free trial, I'll try it again. That's why I tried it. I tried version 11, and now I'm trying version 12, so that I have proper knowledge to make my judgments. Otherwise, I can't speak to it. If I haven't used it, yes, I agree, then I could not speak to it. What I could speak to is I don't think people would want to use it, because they don't want to lose their freedom of having a car that can take them anywhere, whenever they want. But what I couldn't speak to is how it works and how well it is. Now I can speak to that. Thank you, Elon, for giving me that ability to know I was right in the first place. That it's not as good as he thinks it is. And that it's not this groundbreaking thing. It is amazing what the car does. Don't get me wrong. A car driving itself, and it does really good job 90% of the time. I'm not one that will downsize technology and engineering achievements. It is amazing at that. It is a very difficult thing to do, 100%. But it's not what the company is investing in. It's not gonna, I don't see it being that. So anyways, long rant, I'm done. I'm going to work to make money to pay for, not this car, but the other car. This car's paid off. So we will see you in the next one, and yeah, later.